Alton Towers and Thorpe Park are both widely considered the best parks in the UK, but which is better? Over the last year, I've examined both of these parks, and we're here today to figure out which one is the UK's #1 theme park. How this is going to work is I've split it into 8 different categories, all covering the key aspects of what make a theme park great. These include what's new for 2025, events, food, thrill, family, theming, new for 2026, and accessibility. At the end of each category, each park will earn a score out of 5. The score will be added up and totaled at the end. The highest score out of 40 will be crowned the best theme park in the UK. Before we get into it, please remember this is all opinion based. Leave what you think down in the comments below. Starting off with the new for 2025 category, Alton Towers unveiled Toxicator, their new top spin ride, which was widely enjoyed by guests, but it didn't come without its faults. Although, props to Alton Towers for getting this cleared up and reopened ASAP. Thorpe Park, on the other hand, didn't really have anything new to offer, besides from some new Hyperia enhancements, meaning new grass and fences around the Fearless Valley area, and the new entrance, which was widely considered one of the worst new entrances in the UK. Also can't forget that Alton Towers reopened the Sky Ride after its 2-year maintenance period, which was a lot longer than everyone thought, but we're glad they got it done and reopened, and it seems to have been a success throughout 2025. Overall, for the new for 2025 category, I'm going to have to give Alton Towers a 3 out of 5 and Thorpe Park 1 out of 5. Moving on to the next category. The next category is events. Both were severely cut this year, but we were left with a few. The few being Scarefest at Alton Towers and Fright Night at Thorpe Park. Alton Towers, of course, had their signature fireworks event, which was good, but nowhere near as good as 2024. As for new things at Fright Nights and Scarefest, Scarefest brought Edge of the Forest, the new scare maze themed around 13, Dark Hollow, the scare zone to match, and Altonville Mine Tours, returning for the 9th year running. Thorpe Park had the new Purgatory Town scare zone, and all the other iconic mazes coming back. Overall, the events category was a lot closer than the 2025 category, with Alton Towers scoring 3.5 out of 5 and Thorpe Park scoring 2 out of 5. This is sheerly because of the new mazes and scare zones that Alton Towers had to offer. The next category being food, a very crucial part of your day out. Now, neither of the parks do this well at all, but if I had to pick between them, Alton Towers does offer better themed food, but you still have to pay the high prices and low quality that Aramark have to offer. Because of this, I'll be scoring Alton Towers a generous 2 out of 5 and Thorpe Park a 1 out of 5. The next category is thrill, an essential part for enthusiasts and general public alike. Both parks do this quite well, with thrill rides such as Hyperia, Stealth, Swarm and Soar being at Thorpe Park, and at Alton Towers you have the iconic Smiler, Oblivion, Nemesis and everyone's favourite ride, Rita. Between them it was quite a tough pick, but we've gone for Alton Towers scoring a 3 out of 5 and Thorpe Park getting a 4.5 out of 5, surely for the height limits that Alton Towers have in offer and not allowed to exceed. Thorpe Park just can do height and thrill better than Alton Towers. Unlike the last category, family is quite an easy one. Alton Towers is overall better, with Mutiny Bay, CBeebies Land, Spinball Wizard and Katanga Canyon all offering family rides. Thorpe Park, they have a few flat rides such as Double Tea Party, Mr Monkey's Banana Ride and the only family coaster being Flying Fish. It's certainly more targeted at thrill seekers than families. Alton Towers have something for everyone, meaning Alton Towers clearly win the family category, scoring 4 out of 5 and Thorpe Park scoring 2 out of 5. The next category was quite tough, with it being the theme and overall vibe of the park. Alton Towers really immerses you into the scary vibes, especially during events such as Scarefest and Alton After Dark, whereas Thorpe Park also have some great theming, such as the Swarm, and also have lighter themes such as Stealth, Hyperia and Big Easy Boulevard. Alton Towers just takes the edge, but if you want lighter themes, Thorpe Park is definitely better. I'm giving Alton Towers a 3.5 out of 5 and Thorpe Park a 3 out of 5. New for 2026. Alton Towers have announced the Bluey coaster, and potentially Project Horizon will start construction during the year 2026 after changes in the planning application. Thorpe Park currently have nothing official, but potentially the beach project which they have been wanting to convert to a new entertainment arena. Overall, for the new for 2026 category, we've got to give it to Alton Towers, getting a 2 out of 5 and Thorpe Park getting a 1 out of 5. Now for the final category, accessibility to the parks. Alton Towers is in the middle of nowhere, but it does have good resort options. Thorpe Park is a lot more accessible, located on the outskirts of London near Heathrow. Despite the good Alton Towers resort section and accommodation, Thorpe Park is a lot more accessible, even by public transport, which Alton Towers offers none of. So for accessibility to the parks, I'm going to have to give it to Thorpe Park, with Alton Towers scoring 2 out of 5 and Thorpe Park scoring 4 out of 5. Now it's time for the overall score, but before I reveal it, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and always comment below if you disagree or agree with me. Now, their overall score. Alton Towers scored 20.5 out of 40. And Thorpe Park scored 18.5 out of 40, meaning Alton Towers throughout the year of 2025 offered the better overall day out. Whether you agree with this is all down to personal opinion. I'd really appreciate it if you put your opinions in the comments below. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and feel free to watch some of my other and upcoming videos.